welcome. This is a general reading for, what is it, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. I don't know, I know like one air sign in my life personally, so I always forget them. Like I forget who all the air signs are: Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Welcome to your July general reading. Honor the masculine, respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. Immediately when I get this, obviously I don't think it's literal, although it could be literal for someone if someone needs a very specific message. Honoring men, embracing the masculine divine, I think within you. We all know we have feminine energies. Everyone has feminine and masculine energies. So it's possible that right now, in order to continue to raise your vibration, in order to continue to not only believe that you are the oracle, that you are it, not only to continue to believe it, or maybe if someone doesn't believe it at all, what could be happening is that someone's too in touch with their feminine energies, like they're way immersed in feminine energy and there's no masculine energy there. So there needs to be a balance that comes in, and there needs to be like a balancing of the scales. And there's various ways to do that. Depending on how long this video goes, I can get into that. Also, if I remember, because sometimes I just forget. So we've got this, and then we have this yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, pining. So while initially, actually I just heard two things. While initially this could be obviously like romantic, this could be anyone who's watching this who's literally yearning for somebody, who's going through a breakup or separation or something like that. But because the middle card is Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle, I really feel like that undesired separation, that yearning is gonna sound super cheesy, but it's like your soul's yearning for itself. It's you yearning for your whole self. And what's missing right now is that masculine part, that really bringing in that masculine energy. And I'm going to keep talking because this is all just like kind of coming to me. I thought I was going to get more cards. I mean, I will, but okay, I'll continue. I was going to say, I personally can speak from experience, because I know for me, it could be kind of scary to really embrace that masculine side of me. I thought I was going to be too masculine. So if that's anything that someone who's watching this is going through, that's really something to consider. Also know that in order to move forward to whatever endeavors, whatever it is that you're trying to do, especially right now with, that eclipse that's happening tomorrow, there's kind of a big eclipse, the solar eclipse, and the full moon in Cancer, which is very emotional, a lot of the cups, if we're talking about tarot, we're talking about the ocean, the moon, those are all feminine energy, what's the word? Topics, items, you know what I mean? So we have all this like feminine energy coming into like through the cosmos. And I think all of us, some more than others, but are now being asked, okay, we need to embrace the masculine specifically, but also there's that balance. It could go, could be the other way. Maybe you are doing this and you need to be the other one. But obviously I think this message is more specific for bringing in that masculine side of us. Okay. Moving on. I'm going to pull some tarot to get a little bit more information about this. Whoa. Oh my goodness. What did I just say? The High Priestess. High Priestess, intuition, divine feminine. And it came out right here. Sometimes I look at the placement of when I like shuffle cards and they just like fly out. I mean, it could have come over here. Could have been like, I'm yearning for the feminine. But it came out here over the masculine. Interesting. Anyway, I'm pointing, the contrast, and not the contrast, the balance, being able to have both. Okay. What did I say about balance? Oh, look at that card that everyone loves so much. That means nothing. Are you seeing this? I don't read reversals unless I feel like they need it really needs to be read. And actually, I think this one could go both ways, but let's do a little bit more. It's literally exactly what I was saying. I love it when that happens. Some conflict. See some conflict. Five of Wands, conflict. If we want to get more specific, Wands, fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I do know fire signs for sure. So maybe some conflict with a fire sign for some of you kind of caused some loss in this. It kind of caused you to go way into the feminine, like the disempowered feminine energies, like the wounded feminine energy, and you're really being asked to bring your masculine back in because you have this. It's like you have this, like you are the high priestess, right? You've got this, you got this down. But in order for things to come into balance, the Hierophant, you really need to bring in the masculine. Whatever situation this was, honestly, it's clearly could be romantic, but I also think that some of it, just some life event, Let's get a little bit more, hold on. Oh, on the ground. Yeah. Okay. On the ground is the King of Swords. Okay, so definitely some altercation. I'm going to get a few more. Someone had someone in their life. Could have been a boyfriend, could have been a husband, could have been someone they were dating, could have been even just a boss or something. Someone coming at you, someone in the King of Swords energy, very, you know what, the King of Swords isn't cutthroat, but for some reason I just heard cutthroat. So someone coming right at you, really stern, really strict, really cutting is the right word, with their words, maybe even their demeanor, even their attitude. That's just kind of like how they quote unquote were. And that made some of you, just kind of spiral a little bit. Anyway, I don't want to focus too much on what has happened because we've talked about that. So now moving forward for July and the rest of the year really, because it's like, if you want to use these full moon, this new moon energy, and eclipse energy. I want to switch tarot decks. Actually, because I'm talking about the moon so much, I'm going to grab the Moonology deck. I'll get to the sun in a second. This also could be, I just heard, woo, get out there, is that if it is specific to like a breakup or something like that, that maybe someone just needs to hear that, maybe it wasn't something really awful that happened. Maybe the masculine energy in the relationship just needed to like take off and do something, go off and do whatever it is that they needed to do, their life mission, whatever that is, and to really honor that, to know that it's not about you. What did it say? A new romantic cycle begins. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pull one more actually, but to know that it's really not about you. That's so hard to realize, but I think what would be helpful is to look at your life and look at the moments when you just had to do something, and maybe there wasn't another person in your life that it would affect, but you did that thing. So if you go back into your life and you're able to find a situation like that where you just had to do something and nothing was in your way, so you did it, and then pretend that I'm not going to say that you, whoever's watching this, was in the way, but pretend that there was someone that was potentially, that would be affected by this, but you just had that pull. You knew you had to go do it. You knew you had to go do it, so you left and you did it. So really take that into account if that's something that someone is going through and there was some conflict here, and maybe this this guy right here, I don't read reversals, that someone feels like they have to balance something, balance someone, balance situations. Just know to like honor them as a person. Like it can be so easy to take it personally and let it plummet you and let it get you into that feminine side of you, the feminine energy side of you, and tap into all those old wounds and things like that. But just like really elevate yourself and realize that it's just a person who needs to go do something. So really honor them and honor the fact that they're doing them. Honor the fact that they have to do that. Because I guarantee, especially someone who's really in their feminine energy, they have to be wild. They have to go do what they want. You know, they can't be told what to do. So recognize that mirror, and hopefully that can give you some peace. Messy? You know what I'm curious about? I've gotten so much into these feminine and masculine energies on this read. I didn't think that's what was going to happen. It's just what happened. I am curious to see if there's maybe another message for someone who's not really necessarily dealing with this like feminine energy balance, or because I feel like I kind of went into like more of the romantic sense. I wasn't attempting to do that. What do you need to release? So what do you need to release? What does the collective need to release? You need to release that feeling of like, no, that, I don't have a word for it, that feeling of you're just like, I gotta make it happen. Like you have fire, you have, you know, Lady of Staffs. This is the alchemical tarot deck. And so they have some cards like this, Lady of Staffs, Lady of Wands. It's not the Queen of Wands, Lady of Wands. So, you know, ready to start something, have all this fire, have all this passion, but almost like it has nowhere to go. Also, I don't know if I placed it there, but it kind of fell there and I put it there. And it was like all this fire towards this King of Swords. So that's what you have to release. Not necessarily the person, you have to release that charge that has to do with you. That charge is like in you that you just kind of like want to like, oh, I want to like, you want it to be different. You want it to be different because it can be, that's what you have to release. So any messages, I'm going to ask, any messages related to this that's not so much so on the romantic end? I didn't mean it to go that direction, and I think there's another message there. One quick one before my phone dies. It's not going to die, but okay, so it said, the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Any messages? Oh, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Cups. So it's almost like you're crumbling onto what could have been. I feel like I was just drawn now down this romantic storyline, but I'm going to stop it right there. Because yes, you are drawn to what could have been. You feel like it was like given to you. You're like, here you go. And then it was like, take it away. But not clearing that storyline. Hold on, it's almost there. Okay, I don't know what, I mean, I know what this is, but I don't know what this is. You need to stop clinging on to. I just realized, what do you need to release? What are you clinging on to? What could be, what you expect, and what... It's almost like you're stopping yourself from starting something new, So now I'm talking romantic. I mean, it did say new romantic cycle begins, but for anyone who's not about the romance right now, I mean, we've got pentacles, security, job, money, grounding. It's almost like, what is it? It's like you're expecting this. It's like you're expecting the universe to have your back, which they will, and you're expecting them to like give you something, which they will. They will guide you when you decide, when you elevate yourself and you go through and you walk through and you begin. But it's almost like the expectation of it happening is like, it's almost like it's too much. It's almost like that. It's almost like that, those thoughts, that anticipation, it is immediately leading you to like 5 of Cups mode of like what could be lost. It's like you want to start, but then you start thinking about like, but then this could happen or whatever. It's like you go, you know it's going to be there, you know it's there, and then, but it's like, what if? Because it's happened before, because things haven't worked before. So you got to let go of that. How? You honor the masculine. Balance your masculine and feminine energies. Your vibration will rise immediately. Okay? All right. Oh, one card that I never even touched on, the sun. Illumination. Illuminating the parts of yourself that have been lying either dormant, you've been afraid to go to, not because they're scary or sad, but you're just not used to it. Like I mentioned before, my story about like being afraid to go too much into masculine energy or whatever. It's bringing all of you forward. You're being called to go forward with all of you. With all of you. Okay? I hope you enjoyed that. Air signs. And I will see you in my next reading. Have a great July. Bye.